Okay, so what I have here is the all-new Samsung Galaxy Watch 4 Classic, and I've been so excited to switch to this watch going from my Apple Watch Series 6 here. And in this video, of course, I'll be sharing my first impressions of the Galaxy Watch 4 Classic here. Let's go ahead and jump in. Now, some of you may or may not know this already, but I had been using a Galaxy Watch, well, actually a few Galaxy Watches before I started using my Apple Watch Series 6 here. And I've been using this guy here for about a year, almost a year. Never been really in a rush to change. You know, I don't really go too deep into the smartwatches world, but I was really intrigued by the fact that Galaxy Watch 4 is carrying the new Wear OS by Google. So as I was ordering my Galaxy Z Flip 3, which I already made a video, so make sure to check out. So while I was ordering my Galaxy Z Flip 3, I went ahead and ordered the Watch 4 also. And you know, the setup was fairly easy, just like it's been the case in the past on the Galaxy Watch 3 that I had. It was a pretty straightforward setup here, and so far I've been enjoying this Google Wear OS. And as you can see here, I actually went for the Galaxy Watch 4 Classic, so the classic one, not the regular one, which is supposed to be the more premium version, and the starting price on it is $350. The one that I have here, this particular model, is $380 because it's 46 millimeter. So this variant here is $30 more, but that's not the reason I went for it. I didn't go for it because it's more premium or it's more expensive. You know, granted, it's stainless steel and all that good stuff, but I really went for this model because it reminds me of my good old Galaxy S3 Frontier. That was my all-time favorite Samsung Galaxy watch ever because of just that bulky look. It was a really nice build. So with this one, with that same rotating bezel on here, it's a little bit more refined, just like it was the case on the Galaxy Watch 3, but it's the closest reminder of that watch, which is the reason I wasn't even really looking at the price. I was just looking at the one that looks a lot more like the S3 Frontier that I own. So that's why I went for this guy here, which as you can see has a more rugged look to it, and it's also bulkier. It's a bulky watch as opposed to the more refined looks that you would find on the Galaxy Watch 4, the regular Galaxy Watch 4. And as I just mentioned, I went for the 46 millimeter, so it's a pretty large watch overall, and it definitely costs more than the regular Galaxy Watch 4. Now, before we go ahead and jump in like the meat of things here, I want to take 1 second here to say, if this is your first time visiting the channel, well, welcome. Of course, I'm certainly hoping that so far you are enjoying the content, and if you are, I truly appreciate that. Please do me a huge favor, hit both the like and the subscribe button. That's a tremendous boost to this channel here, and again, I very much appreciate that. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the interface itself, talk about the software. And the one thing I'm going to say here is that the new operating system is actually very smooth. Like, those are my first impressions of that new operating system. Just really smooth, just swiping and clicking stuff, and I really like it so far. And in case you were not aware, the previous one, including my good old Galaxy S3 Frontier, were full-blown running the Samsung's Tizen OS. Now, Samsung partnered with Google to bring this new operating system, and I can tell you again, it was a really good decision, because what both Samsung and Google try to do here is offer customers kind of the best of both worlds, right? So a little bit like they do with phones, right? So you have kind of the best of Wear OS and also the best of One UI, Samsung One UI, sitting on top of that Wear OS to just really provide you with the best experience that they can offer. Now, my first impression of the screen also is that it just seems brighter, right? It just looks brighter than I can remember. And according to the specs, both the regular and this one are the same size in terms of, you know, the actual display itself. It's standing at 1.4 inches with a resolution of 450 by 450, and the PPI here is 330. And as I said earlier, you still have that rotating bezel there, which is just that same traditional look from what they had with previous Galaxy watches. Really makes navigation really easy to just, you know, rotate and navigate through things. And you have two actual, two physical buttons on the side that still for navigation, the power button, all that good stuff. So very nice. It looks just familiar because I've used this before, and so far my first impressions are just positive. And it is also running the Exynos W920 coupled with 1.5 gigs of RAM along with 16 gigs of internal storage. And Samsung is claiming up to 40 hours of battery life here, which is actually pretty good right now. I just really started using it like what, a day or a day and a half ago, so too early to tell. Obviously all of that is going to be included in my full review of the watch itself, but I can just tell you that because it's brand new, obviously the battery is still, top notch. So far, so good, right? But again, I'm going to put that in the full review of the watch itself. Now, one thing I have to add, however, is that I don't believe that there is a 5G version of this guy here or any of the new Galaxy watches for the Watch 4 for that matter. But still, very excited to have bought this one. I don't think I would have gone for the 5G anyway. A few very exciting things that we should highlight here. Of course, like I mentioned already, the collab that Samsung is doing with Google, which means that this watch is going to have a ton more application on the platform itself. Also still including some Samsung apps, right? Like Samsung Pay and others. So they're still there if you were used to that on the previous generation. And that is pretty neat. And now, of course, you will have the Google Store available here, which means, again, plenty of apps. And most importantly, one thing that tons of people have been looking forward to is to have actual Google Map on there, natively. So you'd have native Google Map on your watch. That is just fantastic. Anyway, obviously this is just my first impressions of this watch so far. I'm going to test it out, make sure that I have a comprehensive take on this before I make the next video. I'm going to make sure to also check out all of the sensors that it come with, right? So we have the EKG, the blood oxygen, and all that good stuff. Make sure to change that. It tracks your sleep, tracks your snoring, apparently. All of that good stuff. I want to make sure that I test out all of that before I come to you with my full comprehensive video next time. I'm certainly hoping that this video was, informative, at least to get a glimpse of what this guy here has to offer. Make sure, of course, to let me know with your comments, things that you would like for me to check out or test out on the watch and include in the upcoming video, in the full video of the watch itself. I'm going to catch you in that comment section so we could get that little back and forth going. And I'm also going to catch you in the next video. And if you haven't, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so yet. I know, some people may forget. So hit that subscribe button, like, of course, share the video. I'm going to catch you in the comment section. I'm also going to catch you in the next video. And up until then, of course, as always, stay safe out there.